Welcome to World Web Tutorials jQuery special series. Today let us see how to build tabs in jQuery. Okay, so let us start. So inside the body tag I am going to first create the structure. Let us start with a wrapper. So we have created a wrapper. So inside this we are going to create two sections. Okay, so one section will be for buttons, and the other sections is will be for the tab content. Okay, so let us first let's give some CSS styling to this particular tab. So let's give styling to the wrapper. So I'm going to give internal styling. Okay, let's give width of say 500 pixels and height of say 400 pixels. Let's give a margin property of auto, the margin left property of auto, and also margin right property of auto, so that the wrapper is going to be centered. And let's give it a background color of light blue. Okay, now let us check the output. Okay, so this is output. Okay, so now inside this wrapper let us start building the tabs. So we need the three buttons for the tabs. So let's take an UL tag. Let's give it a class of tab buttons. And inside this let us take 3 li tags, and each li tag is going to have an anchor tag. So we have 3 li tags, and let's give some names to these 3 buttons. First one, second one, third one. And let's give some classes. For the first li, let us give a class of 1, and for the second li let's give it a class of 2, and for the third one let's give it a class of 3. Okay, now let us create the content. Let us create the content below the UL tag. We can take a div and give it a class name of tab content. So inside this tab content we can take 3 sections or 3 paragraphs. Okay, first one, let us give it a class name of first content. So for this one, let us add some dummy text for this first paragraph. So I have collected some dummy text content from internet, and we can copy this and paste it over here. So this is a dummy text for the first content, and in the same way let us create some dummy text content for the second content or second para. Remember, the content for the first one and second one should be different actually, so that when we create the tabs, we can differentiate between the first one and the second one and the third one. Okay, so let us take a different text content for the second paragraph. Let us paste it, and once again for the third one. And let us take a different content for the third paragraph also. Okay, now it's all done. Let us check the output. So this is how it looks actually. So we have to give some CSS styling to the to all the elements. Okay, and before that, see, the first one, the first li corresponds to the first content, the second li here, the second one, so the second li corresponds to the second content, and the third li corresponds to the third content. Okay, so we have to first give proper CSS styling for all the elements, and we have to create a properly organized tabs. Okay, and then we can once we are done with the CSS styling of tabs, we can go ahead with our jQuery programming. See, the content is going outside the div actually, so let us give some styling to the wrapper actually. See, the wrapper, we have not given any padding for the wrapper, and also one important property we have to give, so that the content that is actually going out of the div, so spilling out of the div, we can cut it off. So the property is overflow hidden. So what this does is actually, see, the extra content that is that goes outside the boundary of the div will be omitted. Okay, so once you give the overflow hidden property, so it's not going to let any overflow content appear. Okay, it's going to hide the overflown content. Okay, and the another thing is it's too near, the text is too near the border. Okay, there is no padding for this wrapper, so let's give some padding. So padding, say 10 pixels. So 10 pixels or 10 pixels is not sufficient. Let's give 20 pixels. Okay, all right. So now we can see there is some gap around the text. Okay, so now let's start giving styling for the tab buttons. So the tab buttons, the first one, second one, third one. So first let's start with the UL tag. The class we have given for the UL tag is tab buttons. So we have to reference it as tab buttons, and then the first property we have to give is list style none. So what will happen with the list style none is the bullets besides the buttons are going to disappear. Okay, now it's gone. Now we can now we have to arrange the li tags. So tab buttons li. So we have to arrange them horizontally, one after the other. Okay, so for that we have to give it a property float left. This will arrange all the list items one after the other in this way. Okay, and see, you can also see the text following the three buttons. So we have to actually give some styling for the text also. Okay, but first let us complete the styling for these buttons. Let's give some margin property, margin left of 10 pixels, and then let's give width and height, width of say 120 pixels and a height of 30 pixels. Let's also give some background color of say green, and the text color, it will be color of red. Let's see how it appears. Okay, alright, we can't see the text actually. Let's give it a white color. Okay, so let's give color for the text in anchor tag. Sorry. So once again we have to start creating for properties for the anchor tags inside the list tags. So let's give it a color of white. Okay, so this is how it looks, and let us center the text. So inside the li, let's give it a property of text align center. Okay, now the text is centered. And here we can remove the underline. So the property to remove the underline is text decoration none. Okay, now the underline below the text is gone. Okay, all right. Then another property is display block. So what this property is going to do is, this property is going to expand the area of the anchor tag. So before if we don't give this property display block, actually the area of the anchor tag is only going to be the text. Okay, so the area around the text is not going to be covered. Okay, so we want the whole button to be covered. We want this pointer to cover the whole button area. So if you want if you want to cover the whole button area with our pointer, we have to give this property display block to the anchor tag. Okay, so that we can cover the whole button area. Okay, so we are done with the styling of anchor tag. And so the next property is for the tab content. See, you can see the tab content is following the buttons, so it should be below, it should appear below the buttons actually. Okay, so what we have to do is, so let's reference the tab content class. So we have to clear the float for the tab content. So the property to clear the float property is clear both. So let us see if we can get any change. Okay, now we can see the text got below the buttons. Now the text is below the buttons. Okay, and then the next one is let's give some font weight as bold. You can give many other properties like font family, font style, font size. You can increase the size if you wish. Okay, but for our tutorial I think it's font weight is enough. Okay, so this is a property, just the font is, we have given a bold property for the font. Okay, and the next one is let's give some border. A border 1 pixel solid, and let's give it a green color border. Let us see how it appears. Okay, now you can see a border around the tab content. See, you can see a thin border around the tab content. Okay, we can also give some padding if you wish. Pixels. Let us see how it appears. Okay, all right, so we can see some padding around the text, and now it looks fine. So we have given overflow hidden property for the div, for the outer div actually, so for the wrapper div. So let us also give the overflow hidden property for the tab content actually. So because we cannot see the entire text at the bottom. Okay, so and also we cannot see the border for the tab content at the bottom. Okay, so what we can do is let us give it a property overflow hidden, and let's see how it appears. Okay, and let's give some height of say 420 pixels. Okay, there is no change. Okay, let's give it let's give height auto for the wrapper. Let's see how it appears. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now it's looking fine. So we can see the border for the tab content, and there is some spacing inside for the text. We have given the padding for the tab content also. So now it looks nice. So there is one more thing we have to do in CSS. We have to give an additional property, an additional class actually. This is the active class. We are going to use this class in jQuery. Okay. Presently we have not given this class to any of our elements over here. Okay. So this class we are going to use in jQuery. So the properties that we are going to give for this active class are the li properties. Okay. So we can directly copy the li properties. Okay, except the margin. We can copy these properties and paste it over here. And what we can do is we can also give these properties, the anchor tag properties, and paste them over here. And then we have to change the color and the background color. So let's give it a background color. Let's give it a different background color actually. Light green, and it's going to be red. The text color is going to be red. Okay. So let's put this class and first test it. Let's see how it appears. Let's put this class inside the anchor tag of the first li. Actually we have to give it a class actually. Let's see how it appears. Okay, now you can see. So it is light green. It has a light green background. Okay, and it has a light green background. All right. So this is the output actually. We can give some border for this active class. We can give a border, say border 1 pixel solid green, a green border. Okay, you can see a green border around the active class. So this is currently we have given active class to the first button. So actually whenever we click the first button or second button or third button, the active class is going to be activated. Means these properties are going to be applied for the button that is clicked. Okay, so that process we are going to do it in jQuery. Okay, so now the designing part is completed. Okay, so the designing part is completed, and now we can straight away go to the jQuery part of the tutorial. So before starting jQuery, what we have to do is we should know how the tabs are going to function. Okay, so see, this is the first button, and this is the active button. Currently this is the active button. So when you click on this one, the content corresponding to this button should appear. Okay, so in the same way, when you click on the second button, the content corresponding to the second one, the second button should appear in the tab content area. and in the same way when you click on the third button, the content corresponding to the third button should appear in the tab content area. So in that what I mean is, so here there are classes for the li tags. This is a class 1. This class 1 button corresponds to the first content, the first para, okay, and the class 2 li corresponds to the second content. So when you click on the second li, means which has a class 2, the second content should appear. So when you in the same way when you click on the third li, class 3, the third content should appear. So all the contents are different. I have taken different text for the all the 3 contents so that we can easily identify. Okay, so this is the condition for the tabs. Okay, so now let us start the jQuery process. Okay, I'm going to start the jQuery process. Here, let's start a function. Let's open a function block, and then here we have to start with a click function. Okay, and the click function we are going to give it to the second button. So we are going to start from the second button. Okay, so over here, see, this is the class we are referencing from jQuery. So this is the class, this is the li class. Okay, but the active class we have to apply to the anchor tag of the second button. Okay, second li button. Okay, this is a second li button, and the anchor tag inside is over here. So the active class, we have to apply the active class to the second button. So how we are going to do it? So how we are going to do? Okay, so this is the second li, and inside the second li we are referencing the anchor tag. So this is how the syntax should appear. So we are referencing the anchor tag that is inside the second li. Okay, and the second li's class name is 2. Okay, and then it's going to be a click event, and we are going to start the function, and in the same way we are going to open the click function block, and close the block. Keep it neat and organized. Okay, then over here when you click on the second li button, what should happen? Exactly what should happen when you click on the second button? Okay, this one should first, the active class property should be applied to this button. So that is the first condition, and after that the content corresponding to the second li button should appear, and the first contents and the first button's content should disappear. So this is the content, this is the condition for tabs. Okay, so in order to achieve that, so what we have to do is, we are targeting the anchor tag for the second li, and we are giving it an active class. So we are, so what I mean is, so the active class, So the active class is currently applied to the first li. So we are taking the first li's active class and applying it to the second li. So if we want to apply the class for the second li, so the process is we have to use this statement, and then here we have to use the add class method, and inside the parenthesis we have to give the name of the class and then close it with a semicolon. So this is the basic syntax. We are giving active class to the anchor tag of the second li, and then and this is not over. So we have also given the active class to the first li. So it's going to be a problem for us. So we have to remove the class for the first li. So when we are clicking the second li button, we have to add the active class to it, and then we should also remove the active class which is currently applied to the first button, to the first li. So how we can do that? So here once again start with a dollar, and here we have to give the name of the first li button, which is 1, and here we have to remove the class. So if we have to remove the class, we should use the remove class method, and remember, for add class and remove class, C is going to be capitals, okay, the rest are the small letters, and C is going to be the capital letter. So remove class, and we have to remove the active class for this one. So that's it. So we have added the add class, the active class for the second li, and removed the active class for the first li. So let us see whether it is we have achieved the result or not. Okay, we have achieved it, but we have a problem. So it's not we are unable to remove the class for this first li. So let us see what's the problem. Okay, sorry, I have not I've forgotten to put the anchor tag over here. Okay, so now let us see. Okay, now it's all right. Okay, so now we are able to remove the class for the first one and add the class for the second one. Okay, so then our next goal is going to be we should show the content that corresponds to the second li button. So in the HTML structure, you can see this is the second li, and the content that corresponds to the second li is the second content. So this is the second content. Okay, so we have to show this content, and we should hide the other contents. Okay, now let us see how we can do that. So the next line, once again start with the dollar, and we are going to target the second content, and always remember the class name starts with a period. Don't forget to put a period in front of the class name. Okay, second content, and we have to make it appear. Okay, when you click on the second button, the second content should appear. So for that you have to use the show function, of jQuery. Okay, and then another thing we have to do is we have removed the class for active. We have removed the active class for the first button. We should also remove the same class, so same active class for the third button also. So here we have not applied the active class for the third button, but we have to apply. When we click on the third button, we should apply the active class to it. So but when we click on any other button other than the third button, we have to remove the class from it. Okay, so how we are going to do it, how we are going to do that? So here I am going to put the class 3. Okay, this corresponds to the, we are referring to this li. Okay, so we are going to remove the active class for this one, and then we are going to display the second content, and at the same time we are going to hide the third content and also the first content. Just copy and paste it. So this is how you have to do. Okay, so what we have done is, so when you click on the first the second li, the anchor tag of the second li, okay, we are actually referencing the anchor tag of the second li, so it means we are targeting this button. So when you click on this button, we have to add active class, which we have defined over here. Active class, the properties of which are defined over here. So we are going to add the properties of the active class to the second li. Okay, we are going to add the properties to the second li, and at the same time when we click on the second the anchor tag of the second li, we are also removing the classes that are applied to the first li's anchor tag and the second li's anchor tag. So we are removing the active class for the other two li's, and then over here we are showing the second li buttons content, and at the same time we are hiding the content for the first button and the second button. We are hiding the content. So this is a very simple logic, and now once you have successfully coded for one button, and the rest is very easy. Just you have to copy paste the same code for the remaining two buttons, and just do few changes, do little changes. All you have to do is to paste the code over here, and here I am going to change it to class 1. This corresponds to the li, the first li button, and here we are going to add the class active to it, and at the same time we are going to remove the class active from the second button, and at the same time the third button, and at the same time we should show up the first content. Always remember to name correctly, make sure that there are no spelling mistakes. Okay, so we are able to show the first content and hide the third content as well as the second content. Okay, so when you click on the first button, the first li button, we are going to add active class to it, and at the same time remove active class from the other two buttons, and show the first content of the for this button, and hide the third and second content for the first button. Okay, and once again copy the same code and paste it, and this is for the third li button, and its name is 3. So we are targeting the anchor tag for the third li button, and we are going to add active class when it is clicked, and we are going to remove the class for second and first li when you click on the third li button, and at the same time we are going to show the third content when the third li button is clicked, and we are going to hide the first content as well as the second content. So it's very easy, just a few changes in the code, and that's it. So now let us see how it's going to let's see the output. Okay, it's perfect. See, when I click on the first button, the content that corresponds to the first button is appearing, and when I click on the second button, its content is appearing, and the content for the first button and second button are hidden. And when you click on the third button, the content for the first and second button are hidden, and the third button's content is visible. Okay, so this is how we design and program tabs. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any doubts, you can mail me. Thank you very much.